Yo, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Football Brehz, a platform where we discuss, debate, and banter all topics football. My name is Kemal, and I'm your host for today. Back with us, we got man like Kadus, Chelsea fan, Mr. Ben, Tottenham fan, and Jules, Liverpool fan. How's everyone doing today?
Can't even see your hand.
Yo, Jules, man, I'm loving the background. You're living life now, man. I got to see the piano in the back.
Yeah, man, I moved out to the new crib, so this is one of my 5 pent mansions. Obviously,
Okay,
when you cash in big, when you've got the big links with FSG, then you get set up nicely in it. So I'm living lavish.
Wow. So listen, we're going to talk about the up and coming midweek games. Obviously, they're coming through literally every 3 days. We're playing now. So we'll hit off first with Chelsea. Chelsea have just come off a win, got a late penalty. Jorginho scored 2 penalties, and then we have Mount as well scoring. They beat Leeds 3-2, and now they're up against Everton. Everton haven't really been doing well. They beat Arsenal, and then they just lost 3-1 to Crystal Palace.
Yeah,
so Kadus, talk to me, man. What happened with the Leeds game? How did you manage to win that?
First and foremost, man, big up Conor Gallagher. Just want to say, man, that guy's a baller. Hopefully,
what a goal!
Yeah, man. Brother, it's the same. It's just standard Chelsea, man. Every December, we just decide to have a little crumble. Defensively, we've just been looking poor. I mean, Ben Chilwell being injured has definitely hindered us because Alonso right now isn't doing too well at this moment in time. Just looking like he's just there for the bants. Doesn't really look like he understands the assignment. Don't get me wrong, he did get the assist, but yeah,
where's
it's just Chelsea. He's injured, but he's back on Tuesday. So, I mean, players are coming back now. I mean, Jorginho, should hopefully get a break because I think Kante and Chalobah are both in training on Tuesday. Kovacic should hopefully be back as well after the COVID. So I think things should be all right. But you know what it is, yeah? I was really angry when I first watched the game, just simply because defensively, I think we were letting 8 goals in the past week, which is kind of double what we let in the season.
I was going to say that. It's normally it's people don't really score too many goals against Chelsea.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
The goals have been coming in everywhere, and it's not normal. Your defensive, the players just
who's to
aren't
blame
up to par at the moment.
It's not just
there's a lot of different things at the moment. Obviously, Rudiger and you know what? Rudiger at the moment is he wants a new contract. Christensen doesn't seem to be entirely focused because there's that situation going on with his contract as well. Aspilicueta, the same thing. I don't know if that's playing a part.
Are all 3 of them going to be out of contract? Yep. Rudiger, Thiago,
all 3 of them, yeah, all three of them. But the thing is, we're going to be seeing a lot of that with a lot of teams this season. I think Salah's going through that with Liverpool at the moment. We're going to be seeing a lot of changes with COVID. That's going to be a standard. And as well, the fact of the matter is, a lot of our central midfield has been injured for a large part, and I think people are now starting to realise just how essential that they are for our defence and our structure. Because a lot,
I think Kante is definitely a big miss for you guys.
100%.
I mean,
100%.
Respect to Loftus-Cheek, but I don't see him doing that level.
Yeah, it's a hard position to replace, isn't it? If we're being totally honest.
But listen, man, it is what it is, isn't it? I think that the result, as annoyed as I was, the fact of the matter is against Leeds. We all know the history with Chelsea and Leeds, and the fact that we wanted to fight at the end. Rudiger getting 2 penalties and then wanted to chin someone at the end of the match. I appreciate that, and I think as scrappy as it was, I think it was good for us. It was good for the morale. Hopefully now we can leave with the spirits held a bit high. I think we've got 2 days off as well, so it is what it is, man. I take the 3 points and move on.
Fair enough.
So let's talk about. Go on, Ben. Go on. Carry on.
No, I was just saying, aren't you worried about Lukaku and how long he's going to take to get back to?
I don't even care anymore, man. You know what it is? You know what it is right now? I think for me, I just care about getting the 3 points, right? If Lukaku doesn't want to play, Tuchel's going to bench him. It's as simple as that. We know his quality. Right now, he doesn't seem to be fitting in the system currently. I'm not going to use that as a way to say, all right, I'm not going to judge, like I've said. I'm going to give it some time. However, if he's not playing well, we've got players that want to play. So, you either score goals or you sit down for a little bit, innit? I just want the 3 points. I want to get this December period out of the way, man. Let's get to January and let's see what happens then, innit?
Okay, well, your next game is up against Everton. So what are you going to have to do to get them 3 points against them?
Play Sol
Listen,
Niguez.
What was that,
you're so
Jules?
funny how people, you know what,
Play
people
Sol
will think
Niguez.
it's serious, man. You know what, I have to kind of, I've got to eat some humble pie because even I was a little bit gassed. But I tell you what, bro, before we get into that, yeah, when Saul Niguez came in, I thought to myself, the last season he was terrible because I think Simeone played him as a left wing back. So I thought maybe he might regain some of his form at Chelsea. It hasn't happened. He's been terrible. Keep on. Let's go back to Atletico. With Everton, you know what? They're not playing too well. I just saw their game today. They just look flaccid. They didn't really look like they were really trying to do anything. So, you know, it'd be one of those ones where they come to Stamford Bridge and then they end up winning 1-0. You know what I mean? I won't be surprised, but I'm expecting a comprehensive 3-0 win. I'm hoping that the win against Leeds would have given us some form of confidence and a little bit of a boost. I think Everton is going to try and do the low block thing like they did today, which is a bit weird. You know, the only person
they might turn up like they did against Arsenal, and the players having the best games of their life.
They could do, but we've got the players and the personnel, I think, to withstand that. I think now that we've got players coming back from injury as well, I can see the midfield transforming a little bit. However, I'm going to put an asterisk there. I would not be surprised if they come and get a result. I would not be surprised because December right now, any Chelsea fan will tell you that for some reason Chelsea players just forget to play football during this period of time.
Wait, it's at home, isn't it?
Chelsea's at home to Everton, yes.
Yeah, Everton are not doing a thing, bruv. They're not doing
I
anything.
agree.
I think so. I think so too. But you know what? Like I said, let's just get the wins in it. I don't even care if it's like a 1-0 own goal. I don't care, man. Let's just get the wins in it.
Okay, so talking about 1-0, let's move over to the Scousers, Liverpool. Mo Salah scored a penalty today. You beat Aston Villa at home. Yesterday, sorry, apologies. And your next game, Newcastle.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that game?
Wow, these men are licking their lips.
Newcastle just lost 4-0 to Leicester. So
I feel like they're feeling quite generous, bro. They're feeling quite generous, and
them man are like this.
Yeah, I mean it's a good time. I would say us coming back from the break and everything, that 1-0 win, you know, everything else is like it's been going good. I just don't think we're up to the speed as of yet. So having the opponents at Newcastle at this time now is really good for our like morale and how to build the things going forward. If we can get more than 2 goals like we used to score before, I'll be happy with that. I won't really be happy with a 1-0, but I'm liking how some players are now coming into the fold. Like we played Ox as a false 9 and he looked good. He hit the post. So I reckon with a bit more form and stuff, we get some of our French players playing, it'll be looking good. We'll warm into January, which is meant to be our toughest period, but with our French players actively like fit. So hopefully
Jota's back though, isn't it?
Jota should be back, yeah.
Back.
Yeah, Jota should be back.
He was, you know, misfiring, but once he gets the goal beats back in, then Ronaldo V2.
I see bare goals in that game because defensively Newcastle are dying all over the place. Dying.
They are, but you know, trust in Liverpool. You know, it could be a freak game where we just end up. It could be the West Ham it could be the Aston Villa of last season. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. So,
but Leicester are in a terrible form, and they made them look good. Sorry, Kadus, go on.
No, I agree with you. Leicester have been poor recently, and then to turn up 4-0 and Daka scoring, it just looks like they're gifting out goals for everyone. So if they are doing that, I welcome it. But if we can get Origi on the pitch, I would love man like DEBO to get a goal. Just get his go boot scoring and you know get him warmed up. I'd love Ox to get in the chance, get an assist or something. Just get him active. Yeah, he's already doing bits now, but if we get our French players like firing, then I'll be happy. So if Newcastle are willing to give us that, then yeah.
Do you feel Ox is hit his full potential yet, or you still think he's a little bit suspect from the injury that he got last year?
I'll say he's coming back, but it's because we're playing him in different positions as to when before he got that injury. He used to play in the midfield quite a bit. Now we've got him playing as that false 9, right wing. He did play a bit of a game in like the midfield. He's kind of been shifted all over the place. So if
as a false 9, he's good at sort of dropping in and picking the ball up, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's his job. I mean, no one's really expecting to score goals from there. I guess it's not really like his strongest place, but we like him coming in from deep. And if that means he can pull back and even take some long shots, then we welcome that as well. That's like an extra body in the midfield. And we just have Salah and Mane push up.
That's the whole idea of the false nine, though, isn't it? So I think Ox is just turned into a utility player now.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad thing. I think it's good. I think it's good because he's versatile. And you played against a very defensive. I say defensive, but Wolves are very organised defensively. I think City struggled to get a result against them the last game as well. So
can we talk about that weirdness that Jimenez was doing?
Yeah, it's a bit
weirdness.
That was just a moment of madness.
He was just lost in the red blindness. Like he just went, okay, I'm gonna stop that. Wait, no, don't do that again. Okay.
It's mad.
You know what? In a way, I get it. I think he was a bit too eager I think it was a bit of eagerness and a bit of frustration because obviously we know City hold the ball so long, and you could see throughout that game it was just constantly moving left to right, back and forward, and I think he was just
They were playing
City.
Aston Villa.
Oh, my bad.
Liverpool playing Aston Villa.
I died. Thanks for not embarrassing me, lads. But yeah, sorry, Aston Villa. Yeah.
Yeah, I started talking about Wolves, man. I was like,
it's all good.
Let's just cut it.
You Brehz were going all over the place.
Even more to my point, though. Jules, because this is going to be an interesting thing. I do believe that Steven Gerrard may. I mean, if he continues with his form of Aston Villa, obviously I know it's only a few games in, but we've seen what he did in the Scottish League. I just don't think Aston Villa are an easy team to play against. I think Gerrard's really got them playing in a certain way, which is quite difficult to break down. So, it was always going to be a tough game for Liverpool. I mean, obviously Salah doing Salah things, scoring pens and that and whatever. But that was a compliment, by the way. I wasn't dissing him. I think he's one of the best players. But
he worked hard to earn that penalty. That was good from Salah.
Yeah, man. So I mean, look, it's one of them ones, isn't it? I think this weekend alone, we're now seeing the top teams really kind of being pushed to the edge, which is basically showing the overall quality of the Premier League. And that's a good thing. You know what I mean? It's a good thing. So I think that the game against Newcastle is going to be pretty easy. I saw them today. I mean, they'll probably hold strong for 45 minutes, but once the first goal goes in, which it will, they'll crumble, they'll capitulate. I don't think that they have the minerals to really kind of offer much resistance against Liverpool. Yeah, you may not have been firing as much, but when you've got people like Mane, Salah, even Ox on the pitch, I think Kate is coming back as well, isn't he?
Yeah, Kate is coming back.
So yeah,
I just don't
have enough.
The only fear I have with Newcastle is that Trent going up front, that's going to leave Sam Maximum with a lot of space. And I hope strategically Liverpool are prepared to deal with Sam Maximum.
But normally when Trent goes up, we have Fab cover that area, and Fab against St. Maximum has been fine. I think in recent games, from what I can remember, he's dealt with him, so I'm not worried about.
So,
that.
Jules, you're quite confident taking on Newcastle.
Yeah, I'm confident in the 3 points. What I want is for us to win by 3 goals. Like, I want us to get that form back and start putting the goals in. And if our French players can do that, then that's bonus points for me.
Okay. We'll have to wait and see. Let's go on to Benjamin. Ben, Tottenham.
No.
Are we getting a game this week? They're playing on Leicester, who had just come off a 4-0 thrashing. So do you even want to be playing Leicester at the moment?
Yeah, I do. So yes, we are definitely going to play, I think, because there's already news that the Tottenham way, Hotspur way, is open from Monday for training. So
I just heard they had training today. They've had a double training session, from what I've heard already.
Have they? I didn't know that, but I just know it's open from Monday. I think we've got a chance because we've got rested players. I think that's really good. That's the advantage right there. And yeah, I think it's also given probably Conte a bit more time to train with the squad. So that's available anyways. And to work on tactics and stuff. So I don't see any excuses really. Don't want to see excuses unless our squad is really depleted with players, but he should already know what players he can play with and plan for that. So yeah.
Who's going to control Maddison? Maddison's been running things at Leicester the past few games, so who's going to cover him? He's on fire at the moment.
Højbjerg's got him, bro. No.
I also want to say as well, let's not let today get us carried away. with what Leicester has done, right? Because they've been
Yeah,
terrible all season.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
I think the only reason why they beat Newcastle 4-0 was also because Newcastle were terrible going forward.
That's
So
true, but
they
I
actually,
guess
they
for
actually allowed.
Leicester, you can only beat what's in front of you, and they
No,
they
of course,
played
but
good.
I mean, for us to say, don't get me wrong, as everyone knows that I love banter in Tottenham as much as the next Chelsea guy. But if I had to put my football head on, I mean, look, it's a Conte team against a Brendan Rodgers Leicester team, and Leicester have been looking very, very susceptible in the back. Plus, they've also had an injury with Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans is now injured. We're not too sure how long he's going to be out for.
Okay,
So
I hear that, Kadus. I hear that, Kadus. But I'm going to ask Ben a question. Has Tottenham been playing good? Have you guys been playing good football since Conte's come in?
I wouldn't say we played our best football. I think we're just slowly getting into the Conte style. We're slowly getting there. We're already getting used to the three at the back, because that was the biggest thing we had to adjust to, playing with three centre backs. We've already adjusted to that. I think now what we need to adjust is the midfield and forwards, so we can start getting goals, really. And we need Kane to start scoring. So that's really what we all need to do. But I think,
And how are
with
you?
less.
How are you going to do that? I'm going to put all the jokes aside and the bants aside about what I personally feel about Kane, because he's been absolutely garbage. But what needs to be done? Does he need more service? Does he need more help? Does he need someone next to him? What does he
more
need?
hugs.
Nah, it's all on Kane. Jokes aside, it's all on Kane. I think it's just it's on him. It's his mental status. Until Conte came, I used to say he didn't have the service. He didn't have the clear cut chances. But since Conte's come in, Kane has had those clear cut chances and he's thrown them in the bin. He's had loads of like one-on-one with the keeper, and he's not tucked them away, which he normally would. Everyone would expect him to. So I think it's just him mentally. He just needs to get his head in the game. He's professional. He should know to be like, right, that's time gone now. I just need to get my head in the game and just do what needs to be done. That's it. It's just on him, no one else really.
Ben, do you feel that maybe it's time for him to go? Do you feel that January? Do you feel that Tottenham may be looking at other options and maybe shifting him in January? Because for me personally, now we're in December, and what had he even scored a league goal? Like one league goal?
He scored one goal,
league goal. Listen, if he
I'm
goes
not
in
going to
January,
make a joke, but Gabriel scored more league goals than Harry Kane.
Yeah, you're making jokes still. Listen. Okay. So going in January, I'm prepared for him to go. Okay, but we need a replacement. We don't have any.
Who's that striker from Fiorentina?
Vlahovic.
Vlahovic, yeah.
Vlahovic.
Apparently he's killing it at the moment. I think
that's the thing. If we can get it, I think that would be the sort of decision to sell Kane or not. If we can get a replacement agreed, and we can get a contract agreed with a good striker, then Kane would be let go. But then again, there is the whole price thing. Who's going to buy Kane at that value in January? No one really gets bought in January, unless City.
Kind of shot himself in the foot.
And I mean, to be fair, people are going to just wait to see if they can sign him on a pre-contract now. It's January. He's got 6 months left. They're not going to look to pay for him unless they really want him.
Fair play.
Nah, he's got more than 6 months left, bro.
I thought he's got a year. I forgot a year. I thought he's got a year and a half.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I thought it was expiring this summer. Oh.
No.
That's Mbappe.
Yeah.
Okay,
but we'll see, innit?
So how much you get for him? No, that's
you're confident. Or you feel you can do something?
Yeah. We can get something out of that game, definitely.
Okay. Let's move on. I want to hear your thoughts on the next game. We've got Arsenal West Ham. So I don't know if you're aware, Arsenal won 3-0. It was a great victory and some fantastic goals from actually playing out from the back. Something that I wasn't too keen on, but it was an amazing goal by Arsenal. But now we're up against a West Ham who got a draw against Burnley. West Ham a little bit suspect. They go on a great run, and then all of a sudden they're not performing well. What do you feel West Ham need to do to beat Arsenal? Jules, let me hear from you.
Get Aubameyang to start.
Take him off. if Aubameyang's doing more breaching of COVID or whatever, and he's getting disciplinary actions for that, tell my man to keep doing that. Keep going to the parties on the Fridays, because
Okay, so we're going to talk about that. I don't know what to say about Aubameyang. Obviously, last
Was it a
season I
party? Was
wanted
it a
him.
haircut?
I
What
don't know
was
what
it?
it was. I don't know what it was,
Got a
but
tattoo.
all I know
Did my
last
man go to
season
Wizkid concert or something?
I wanted him to be dropped. This season I wanted him to be dropped. His head is just not in the game. You know, you talk about Kane not being able to score. Aubameyang can't score. You talking about Lukaku can't score. Aubameyang cannot score, and he's been on the pitch pretty much the whole game. And then look, he's not even in the team. Lacazette scores.
Mhm.
You know, you put him in, he scores. Yeah, I think personally, I think Aubameyang's finished at Arsenal. But anyway, let's talk about West Ham. What can West Ham do to beat Arsenal?
I don't think.
I think
it's a
West
case
Ham are
about
just
what.
tired. Sorry, go on.
No, I don't think it's a case of what West Ham can do. I think it's a case of what Arsenal can do.
Mhm.
I think West Ham has been probably one of the most consistent teams this season.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, the draw against Burnley, all right, it can happen. Burnley's that kind of team, but you know what you're going to get with West Ham. They're very resilient. They're very strong defensively. They're very good in the break, and I think with Arteta, because he seems to have a formula and a foundation that he wants to build Arsenal on, which is high possession, play from the back. And we
That's
saw
the only
that
way he knows how to play. He doesn't know any other way.
And he tried it against Liverpool, and you saw what happened against Liverpool. So, if anything, he might actually be playing into West Ham's hands. If we were to look at it on paper, I think that this is the kind of game that West Ham is going to want to play, because they can soak up the pressure and try and hit you in the break, or even have a mid block. So I think it's really to do with it's really going to, for me, it's going to be how strong and drilled are Arsenal going to be. Is it home or away? But is it
Arsenal at home?
Arsenal home, yeah.
Home.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, look, that could open things up a little bit. But yeah, I just think for me, Arsenal are going to need to kind of show that organisation, because they're showing it against the smaller teams, but we've seen this season when they play bigger teams, they don't seem to do anything. And West Ham are no joke. Again, we've seen what they've done with Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man City in the cup. So, you know, I think Arsenal is Arsenal for me that we're going to have to ask the questions about, rather than West Ham, because we know what West Ham are going to do.
Fair enough.
With West Ham, you can't give them chances. Not one. You give them one, you get punished. And I think, you know, despite Arsenal winning comfortably, Ramsdale had to be busy. You know, that guy was making saves. And you give West Ham those kind of chances, they're going to tuck them away.
Yeah, Antonio's going to be putting them in the back of the net.
Is White going to be able to deal with Antonio? Because Antonio is probably going to pick on White rather than Gabriel. You know, it's those kind of duels that you're going to want to see Arsenal come up on top. If they don't, they're done. So,
yeah, I agree. I agree. I think it's going to be a really, really tough game, and we're going to have to see how the team selection gets put out. If Aubameyang's been putting back in the team. Is he going to go with?
He will be, though. He's your captain. He has to come back.
He shouldn't be, because he doesn't deserve to be on the football pitch. He just because he's the captain, it doesn't mean he has the right to play. And through previous games,
he's your voice for the club. When you lot said that down, you turn to him.
The moment you have to rough with your captain, the rest of the squad is going to start to have disconnect.
Well, obviously not, because he wasn't at the game and Arsenal won 3-0. They put in a great performance.
Yeah, but that's understandable.
Was great as well.
So think of in a changing room. If in a changing room the captain's not there and it's because he's been disciplined, it makes sense to everyone. But if he's no longer disciplined, but he's not starting, it starts people talking. Do you see what I mean? That's the difference. You know what I mean? So
well, we'll have to wait and see what happens.
The fact is, you can bench him when you're winning games, isn't it? Yeah. If you bench him and you're not winning games, then the same thing. We had a conversation against Everton. You lost, and everyone was like, "Oh, Arteta's so wrong." Football's fickle, isn't it? I think we can all. I think anyone with eyes can see that Aubameyang has not been performing since he signed that contract. Yep. There's a similar situation with Ozil. He hasn't got the right mindset. There's been a couple of times, even last season as well, where he's not setting a good example. I think a lot of people are making a lot of excuses for him based on his past. But the fact of the matter is, his mentality sucks. And
he's too
I
busy getting
I
his
actually
cars.
criticized Arteta
Okay,
about
here we
this.
go.
But the fact of the matter is, if he's not doing what he's meant to be doing as a captain, yeah, he's not just like any guy. He's a captain, and he's getting paid what 350, 400
Okay,
k a week.
anyway, the money doesn't have anything to do with it. This is the fact that he's the captain. He's not doing his job. He's
Well,
underperforming.
no, I get you,
I
but the money,
feel he deserves to
the money
be
will come into it.
benched.
The money will come into it if he's not doing what he's meant to do. Do you know what I mean? Like the fact of the matter is, he signed a lucrative contract, so it's going to come into conversation because he's not doing what he's meant to do. So big up Arteta.
That's what Arsenal is for, though. Look at William. Came, signed a
Okay,
contract.
so let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, do all that kind of good stuff in the comments below.
That's what you get. That's what
Follow
you
us
got
on
to have
all
a good
social media
retirement.
platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and obviously YouTube. Anyway, let's move on to the score predictions.
The retirement plan.
Let's move on to the score predictions. Here we go. So we'll start off with Arsenal. Why not? Arsenal v West Ham. Jules.
If Jared Bowen keeps on kicking the way he's kicking, you lot could lose 2-1 still. So I'm gonna go with 2-1 to West Ham.
Kadus.
2-0 West Ham.
Ben.
2-1 West Ham. I think Lanzini will come on last minute and score a banger.
Okay, so I'm the only one that's going for an Arsenal win. I'm going for a 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Who do you think scores?
Next game, Saka will score. Next game, Leicester v Tottenham. Jules.
This one's tricky, you know. I think
use your football head, bro.
I'm gonna go with my football head, and just the pure fact that Tillsman was also the one that scored in that 4-0 drubbing. I think he's gonna come and do some bits and boss your midfield. I'll say 2-0 Leicester.
Wow. Kadus.
Is this home or away for Tottenham?
Tottenham are away from home.
But it's right on the screen, fam.
Yeah, I ain't looking at my screen, but I'm just, you know. Two, I believe that, you know what, this is a tough one, isn't it? Because both teams are terrible at the moment. So. But I would say Leicester at home park. I say 2-1 Leicester.
I wasn't crazy.
Ben.
I wasn't crazy.
It's in 2-0 Spurs, isn't it? I don't see Leicester scoring.
Who scores for Spurs?
That was going to be my next question. Son with 2 goals. Mora. So I'm going to go 1-0 to Leicester.
Who scores for Leicester?
Next,
Saka.
I'll go for Maddison.
Okay.
Next game, Chelsea v Everton. Jules.
I expect Chelsea to drop these lot, man. I think Benitez is just terrible at the minute, and he's got them playing terrible football. I'm a Benitez hater, but even for Everton, like, this is poor. I'll give Chelsea 3-0 on this one. Easy.
Ben.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be that simple just because Chelsea's form at the moment, but I'll go for 2-1 Chelsea.
Kadus.
I say 2-1 Chelsea. I can't see us getting a clean sheet, man. It's weird, isn't it, me saying that? But yeah, 2-1.
I concur. I also believe Chelsea will win, but I think it'll be a 2-1 victory. And the final game, we'll do Liverpool v Newcastle United. Let's go, Ben.
5-0.
use your football brain.
5-0.
5-0? You think it's going to be a walk in the park, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, Kadus, let's go.
I think it's going to be pretty comprehensive for Liverpool, so I would say 3-0. Yeah, Anfield as well, yeah?
Yep.
Yes. Jules.
Solid 3-0 from me. Solid 3-0.
You know what? I agree. I think it's going to be 3-0 too. I think Liverpool are going to absolutely destroy.
I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait for DEBO's voice note. You know that one that he's screaming. I didn't want to say that.
Anyway, I just want to say thank you, Brehz, for joining the podcast today. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment in the comments below. Let us know your score predictions, and we will see you in the next live podcast. Peace.
Laters. My ghost hands.
Snap, crackle, and pop.